Hello and good evening, BlogaFam! Balik naman po ulit tayo sa ating Advice Thursdays of the week. Ayan. So, happy December sa inyong lahat. Grabe, no? December na! Grabe, ang tagal-tagal nating nasa bahay lahat. And dahil nga, December na, ito na tayo. Ito na naman, ang pag-uusapan naman natin ngayong linggong ito ay how do you approach toxic family members during the holidays. So, ulitin natin, what is our Advice Thursdays, di ba? Advice Thursdays is where we ask you, our BlogaFam, on how you cope with life's many problems. Every week, we'll post a question on Blogapalooza's social media, and the BlogaFam with the most interesting or helpful answers can come every Thursday evening to talk with us. So, ayan, diba? If you guys want to answer all the questions that we have for our Advice Thursdays, go ahead, answer with your best answer para naman makasama namin kayo here on our Advice Thursdays. And ulitin, ang tanong, this is a very, very funny and cool question because ito, you experience this every holidays dahil makakasama mo ang iyong buong sambayan ng pamilya mo sa like buong lahat ng extended family mo, ganyan. So, how do you approach nga ang toxic family members during the holidays? And ngayong araw na to, today we have two amazing people to join us for our Advice Thursdays. And I would like to welcome DonJo Donato to our stage. Yan. Hello. Hi, DonJo.
Hello.
Oh, kamusta? Kamusta? Ready ka na ba for tonight?
I hope so. I hope ready na ako. And I hope nanonood ang mga family members ko.
Yan, para malaman nila kung anong sasabihin natin sa mga toxic family members natin. If, di ba, if meron lang naman. If wala, then that's great. But at least we would know how. Di ba, parang na-face din ako din. Meron ba? Parang wala naman. Alright. So, ayun, I'm really glad that you're here. So, thank you for joining us today. So, kamusta naman? How's your day?
My day actually, generally yung week, sobrang busy and I'm juggling a lot of stuff right now. But thank God naman na he always reminds me na I can do anything through him. Sobrang busy talaga, Adrian. And like, di ba, right now, palapit na matapos yung year 2020. Mm-hmm. So, bagsak talaga buhos ng mga, alam mo yon, ng mga errands na kailangan mo i-accomplish. But thank God naman na, little by little na natin siya, na gagawa natin ng paraan.
Totoo yan, no? Before the holidays, bubuhos talaga lahat ng work natin bago mag-Christmas party dahil online na nga ngayon. So, online Christmas parties natin, ibubuhos natin lahat yan. Alright, sige. Thank you, DonJo. Babalikan ka namin bago sa susunod na questions. Thank you. Ayan, guys, grabe, no? Nararamdaman na natin na palapit na rin ang Pasko. Okay. Hello. Ayan, I think I have come into some technical difficulties, but there you go. Hi, let's bring Sir Martti.
Hey, what's up?
Oh my God, I'm good. How are you? How have you been?
I'm also really, really good. I'm feeling inspired today.
Feeling inspired. Wow. Can you tell us about that feeling of inspiration today? What brought you that feeling of inspiration?
So I've been setting goals for myself to be a better musician and to be a better songwriter. So this week, I'm ahead of schedule. Now I wanted to write one song every 2 weeks, and it's the first week, and it's almost done. So I'm feeling good about it, and I'm hoping I get to finish it super soon. So I think after this, tutuloy ko ulit yun.
Tutuloy mo na ulit. Wow, that is good. You know what? I admire you for that. You know, setting goals for yourself and being able to achieve them really builds in the confidence. And wala, ito na. I'm so good luck on your endeavor of making songs and being a better musician. Grabe na slip of the tongue. All right. Ayan. So are you ready for tonight's usapan about toxic family members? Have you had any encounter with that ba?
Expert ako dyan.
Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. Well, I can't wait to get to know all of those when we come back. So let's have Donjo coming here in our stage again. Hi. Ayun, hello. Good evening. I think ayun, I can hear you again. There you go. So ito na. Let's begin our discussion. Now, this is a question that really is a good one because this happens every year. Basically every year when you have your Christmas party. And this can come in like little things. For example, microaggressions. This could come in questions and whatever that you don't really realize that it's that toxic or it's something that they want to make you feel bad about it. So, eto na nga. Ang question natin is, how do you approach your toxic family members during the holidays? So, first question yon. So, what experiences do you have with toxic family members and what kind of questions or behaviors do you usually see? Who wants to answer first here?
Go, Marty.
Donjo.
Okay, Marty daw. Marty ang
Sige,
first
sige.
natin. Oh, go.
Um, so the kind of thing that I do experience every year, of course, there's always the question of weight, which is wala namang takas yung kahit sinong tao. It's either pumayat ka o tumaba ka. Walang
Oh,
there's I mean, it can even be like a negative thing kahit sinabi nila na pumayat ka. Parang, ba't ang payat-payat mo? Di ka ata kumakain eh, ganyan-ganyan. Or, I think the one that people more commonly experience is the comment on your weight. That's just one. And of
yeah.
course, I think a lot of people also experience the boyfriend-girlfriend question. Na, may girlfriend ka na ba? May boyfriend ka na ba? Bakit? Wala. Yung ganon.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is so I think that is the most common. The comment on the weight, parang I think everybody gets to be like, meron talagang meron talagang isang relative na magko-comment on your weight and you're like, okay, sige.
Yung
So
hindi
how
ka
do you,
prepared.
parang, thank you ha. Like, okay, magte-training na ba ako? Ano ba gagawin ko dito? Like, that is so true. That is so true. Okay, what about you, Sir Donjo? Ano naman ang experiences mo sa pagkakaroon ng mga toxic family members?
Actually, agree ako kay Marty. But aside from that, tingnan ko na lang siya, on a larger scale. Like, normally before, personal experience, kung bata ako, and I know this is not only, this is not only based on my experience, pero I know some of you, sa mga viewers natin, maybe you have been compared to another relative of yours. Diba? Na-experience ko rin
Yeah.
kayo sa iba.
Yeah.
Ako, hindi ako, kasi wala akong kapatid. So, ang nakakatawa is, nakakompare ako sa papa ko. So, before, nung bata ako, they always ask me to win March or mga starting April. Like, ilan ang medals mo, ganyan, ilan medals mo sa school. Kasi graduation na di ba? Mga ganong month. And ako wala talaga akong medal. Unlike my dad, na talagang humahakot talaga siya ng medal, ng mga award. Ng mga ganon. So, but, alam mo, growing up, nagpapasalamat ako kasi si Papa mismo, hindi niya ako binigyan ng pressure na parang hindi niya ako pressure na i-follow talaga yung footsteps niya. Like, maging first honor ka, maging valedictorian. Hindi niya ako binigyan ng ganong pressure. So, whatever stuff na naririnig ko from other people, hindi siya masyadong, hindi siya masyadong mabigat sa akin. But there was one time na parang nung medyo lumaki na ako, nung medyo nagmamature na ng konti, meron one time na may nagsabi sa akin na matangkad lang daw ako. And matangkad lang daw ako and parang wala naman daw alam, something like that. Parang yun yung isa sa hindi ko malilimutan. But to be honest, right now, wala na siya sa akin. I mean, na rin siya, na-forgive ko na rin yun, yung person na yun, and ininindrop ko ba siya? Hello po, hello lang. Shout out,
hello po, shout out po sa inyo dahil hindi ko po nakalimutan yon.
Grabe! Sino yun? Hawain ko para
Sino
sa'yo.
yan?
Joke.
So, John bagay ni Marty. Joke lang, joke lang. Grabe, grabe ang mga ano dito. Okay.
Yung mga ganun. But I know some of you siguro nako-compare kayo sa mga siblings nyo or sa mga cousins nyo. And sometimes, alam mo yun, na parang it feels toxic kasi parang hindi nila nakikita yung uniqueness mo as a person. Na you are different from your cousins, you are different from your siblings. I have my own unique personality and sana hopefully makita nyo siya.
Yeah.
That,
That's
wow.
a really good
That,
point.
Wow.
wow. Gagwapo doon ng mga guests natin. Oo nga,
Thanks,
Miss Ace, I
Ace.
have to agree.
Yeah,
Grabe
jumping off of the yung parang the uniqueness nga of yung individuality mo. I think that's one thing na we have to understand coming into any family reunion is that they don't know your struggles. They don't know they don't know kung ano ba talaga personality mo and what are the things that you love doing and what are the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. Kasi you see them once a year, maybe every couple of months, and they don't really see the journey of you as a person and you can't unpack. It's not like you're going to present to them naman lahat na naging achievements mo pag Pasko.
Yeah.
Na PowerPoint na parang, tita, ito nga pala yung ano ko. Ito yung mga magaganda ko nagawa. We have to
Di mo
understand.
naman sila gagawa ng vlog.
Yeah, di mo naman sila
Like
gagawa ng vlog. We do have to understand na there are people's opinion that matter because they see your journey, and there are people's opinion that matter a little bit less because they don't know. They don't really know what's going on. But I take it with a grain of salt. And when they have advice, I don't get annoyed naman. Just listen, ask questions, ganon.
You know what? Listening from all of you, like with all the idea of what you see from a toxic family member, it's really just true. It really does have a lot of truth in it. Lalo na yung wait, yung may jowa ka na ba? Actually, yung may jowa ka na ba was, or boyfriend, girlfriend, was a question. I think ako in my end man, naging toxic lang siya for me because I was struggling with sexuality then, like, you know, having to be in the closet and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then the question would always come up and you'd be like, you want to avoid it because, well, I'm not going to have a girlfriend, but I don't know what to say. Like, you know, like, why do I have to be pressured to do that? So there are also those moments. But in my case, I don't really have like a toxic family member. I don't think yet. I mean, I have yet to uncover them, baby, because we don't really see each other. Because that's what you said. Like what you said, they don't really know who you are most of the year. They didn't even have a good blueprint, a glimpse of who you are. That they're only your highlight reels. So, and speaking with comparison also, parang yung comparison minsan nga mas mahirap yun pag kinumpare ka pa sa kapitbahay nyo, yung anak ng gano'n. Alam mo, may ganong level. I've seen that also with others. And that's parang, why? Like, why do you have to pit each other against them? Like, they have their own thing. Your daughter, your son have their own thing. Like, you don't really have to say, buti pa si ganito, ganyan, ganyan. Like, yun yung, actually, yun yung line lagi. Yung, buti si ganito, may ganyan.
Yeah.
Yung ano ko kaya, yung anak ko kaya. Like, mga ganon kang marinig, di ba? Parang ikaw, well, masakit yan, pero sige. Ganon na. Very lang siya.
Yeah, it's a very competitive thing, and I don't think parents want to admit it. Ayaw i-admit na mga magulang na they are competitive with other parents. Na I feel like may insecurities sila rin na we as their children are a reflection of how they raised how they raised you. So if other people outside looking in see na maybe this person doesn't have a job yet, maybe this person doesn't have a boyfriend, girlfriend, parang nagigets ko naman yung parang this competitive spirit of parents. But what I hate is that they have to do it at the cost of our feelings. Sila nagko-compete, tayo yung nasasaktan sa process, and it became parang naging up to us to find ways to cope. Like every year we get better at it. I'm not sure about you guys, pero parang every year we get better and better at how to respond to titos and titas in a way na hindi naman siya aggressive pero nasagot mo naman yung tanong nila. Kayo
Yes.
ba? Like
Yeah.
how do you respond ba to certain questions?
Oh, yun, Donjo, why don't you answer that one? I should be the one asking. I should be the one asking. Charot. But thank you, Marty, for doing that. Okay, go, Donjo.
Ay,
What
sorry,
about you,
sorry.
Donjo? Go lang, go lang. I love it. Sasagutin ko din siya, pero si Donjo muna.
Yes, yes.
Also, personally, di ba, minsan kasi may perspective tayo na we have to prove them wrong. Pero ako personally, mas na-realize ko na I have to prove myself right. Like, ayoko masyadong i-pressure yung sarili ko na papatunayan ko sa inyo na hindi tama yung iniisip niyo sa akin. But it's more of alam mo yon, sticking to my core, to my beliefs, to my values, yung sa mga alam mo yung sa mga values na tinuro sa akin ng parents ko and how they raised me up as a son. And also mas importante sa akin na mas alam mo yon, parang mas kilala ko yung sarili ko kaysa sa kilala niyo ako. So going back to the question kung paano ko mag-respond, well, practically speaking, parang kasi normally close naman kasi ako sa mga family members talaga. So parang biro-biroan na lang talaga siya. But when it comes to serious talks naman, I'm very open sa mga pinsan ko, like si Aubrey yan. Hello, cuz yan. So meron talaga kaming mga, alam mo yung mga serious talks, mga ganyan. So I'm very open to them, and also sa mga rin, sa iba ring sa mga elders din, ganyan. Actually yung I mean yung alam mo yon, yung pattern of having a toxic family, mas na ko siya mas na ma-magnify yung stories ng mga friends ko. So parang sa kanila ko lang binibase kasi thank God naman na less yung alam mo yon, less yung toxic people within the family, or less toxic family members sa amin. And that was before. Siguro rin, another thing is, nagbago na rin yung perspective ko. Like, I'm not trying to prove anything sa inyo. Basta I'm just doing myself. I'm being myself, and I'm doing my best para ma-achieve ko yung mga dreams ko, mga goals ko, and maybe some of you or maybe some of them might be asking, ano ba yung gusto mo sa buhay, ano yung gusto mong marating, and I'm working on it. Just have to wait. Hindi ko siya, alam mo yun, ako personally, ayoko siyang i-brag na parang, ito yung achievements ko, ito yung ginagawa ko. I just let them see na parang, I'm enjoying what I am doing right now, and you'll see eventually yung mga pinaghihirapan ko every day. And that is part of proving myself right rather than proving you wrong, or proving these people na mali yung iniisip nila sa akin. Parang ganun. Mas nakaset ako sa, alam mo yun, sa inner peace ko and sa inner being ko rather than pleasing people na parang ganito nyo ako i-perceive. Kasi naturally, magra-radiate din siya.
Very, very, yun. I love how it is very real na parang when you stick to your own, your own voice, your own path. Kasi no one can tell you, diba, whenever, no one can say and impose and invalidate how you feel about the things that you're doing. So with all those, like members who say ganyan, and I like how he interjected na parang, I'm working on my dreams. I don't really have to say it all to you because I'm working on it. And one day you'll see that I'll be there on the top. And if that's, you're not trying to prove anyone wrong. You're trying to prove yourself that you can do it.
Yeah.
And diba, it's inspiring. I love it. Thank you for that. Because I would also, like, for me, if you also, since Marty asked me to, I deal with all those also. Ako kasi, I've never, to be fair naman with my family, even the extended ones, I haven't experienced a real toxic connection about that. But on my end, if there are like some comments on what I'm doing like this, what I'm doing like that, I just give them like, well, this is what I enjoy doing, and you can see it, you can feel it in all of the things that I do. you post, I post it, I do that because I celebrate it. I think that's one of the things I also deal with, all those internal voices in my head saying I can't do it. I celebrate the little wins. Like it's one of the best things I enjoy doing, especially this year. Whenever that you feel demotivated, whenever that you feel whatever, I like celebrating little goals. For example, today I wasn't able to, I was able to finish a lot of things in my work. So what I do, I celebrate it on my own, or do I announce my celebration? I do whatever I want because I'm happy. I'm happy and whatever. So to deal with people like that, what I try to do is I let them understand that whatever you think I am doing, and if you think it's wrong, that's on you.
Yeah.
And that you think that's wrong, fine, okay, it's wrong for you. But for you, you can't tell me what it is, like the right way, because you can see now there's no one right way, one right solution. There are so many ways to do things. So
Yeah.
yeah, right. And it's an interesting thought. Well, thank you guys for those are also wonderful. But before we move on to our next question, let's see what our Blogger fam has to say on this episode tonight. Yeah, can you flash some comments on the screen? And I think this was from earlier. I think because our parents can see the accomplishments of our friends, of other people on social media, they expect us to have the same accomplishments. And I think that is true. That's a big factor. Social media is a big factor. How has it affected you? Okay, do you have anything more that you can flash on the screen before I ask my follow-up question for everybody? Ayan. Let's learn to be contented for us, not to compare ourselves to other people by M. Reyes. Ayan. Thank you, BlogaFam, for your wonderful insights. Okay, so
Mm.
my follow-up question on that. So, diba, we talked about how the social media is like a factor in comparing that, diba? How are you able to, like, for example, what if there is one of the relatives there like sends eh, hypothetical. What if I was a relative and I'm like, ano ba itong ginagawa ng anak mo? Ano ba itong ginagawa ito? Sinend ko sa mom or sa'yo. Parang, what are you doing? What's this? How do you deal with someone being like against your wishes, against things that you do? Like blatantly, this toxic relative mo siya. How do you like deal with one of those? Like if
Mm.
you were in that situation.
Um,
Hypothetical lang naman.
some strategies that I've come up with when receiving criticism from toxic relatives. Sometimes not even toxic relatives. Yung mga invited guests who are a little bit on the toxic side is they people like that love receiving uh, compliments. People like that love hearing that they are correct. And for the people na
Mm-hmm.
you feel like hindi mo ma-reason with, because there are people you're going to run into who are hard to reason with. Because they have this perspective na mas nakakatanda ako sa'yo, mas marami akong alam sa'yo, then dapat makinig ka sa akin. So, the fastest way to kind of indulge it is ask questions to this person. Like parang, talaga, that's what you think. Thank you for letting me know. What do you think I should be doing? How will I do it? And then they start talking. And then now you put them on the spot. You put them on the spot to help you set like some sort of goal with your life. And, free tips. Free tips, but also it's just really a way to channel a different reaction because we
Mm-mm.
can't always respond with criticism with more criticism towards other people. The best that we can do most of the time is take it as if it were the same criticism that we get online because we do as influencers get some sort of criticism from people uh, and we've learned to handle it online and we just need to apply that in person na it's constructive, take it as constructive criticism, tell them thank you for their responses, thank you for what they think, for sharing their thoughts, and you'll work on it. I think that would work.
That's a good one. Danny said here, this is something that she could try this year. Well, I should also try this. It's like you're redirecting them of their criticism towards you to just letting them think of a better way that you could do your own thing. So it's kind of like
Yeah,
brushing their ego, I guess.
try
It's
ko na
like you're
yan,
brushing
try
their
ko na
ego.
yan. Brushing their
Yeah.
ego, kind of works. Oh yeah,
Okay,
that's
yun,
topic
Miss
8.
A said. Yeah, there are others that just want to be told they're right. True enough, true enough. I love it. Thank you for that strategy and I hope BlogaFam meron kayo natutunan on that. Pwede nyo siyang gamitin this year. Redirect it. Ayan, take it as constructive criticisms. Ayun. What about you, Donjo? Thank you, Marty, for that.
Well,
Okay,
Welcome.
ako,
Donjo.
gusto ko siyang tingnan on the other side of the spectrum. Like, first of all, iisipin ko, thank you for, alam mo yon, for noticing me and giving me your feedback. And also, I think it shows a little bit of concern din. Kasi una sa lahat, nag-spend siya ng alam mo yon, na nag-spend siya ng time na tingnan yung account ko
Mm-mm.
or makadadaanan niya and isend to sa iba naming relatives like ano ba itong ginagawa mo, ganyan. And di ba, most of the time may mga ganyan din, di ba? Like during family reunions, ganyan, they would say na parang may pera ba dyan sa ginagawa mo, di ba? Most of the time, di ba, mga
Mm-mm.
no, ganyan
Yes.
hindi ko nila lahat ha, not in general, pero may pera
May
ba
mga
dyan?
ganon.
May future ba dyan? May kinabukasan ba dyan sa ginagawa mo? But what I want to tell you guys is that we cannot always apply or impose our own personal beliefs sa ibang tao because we have different values, we have different beliefs, especially right now na there's a generation gap sa mga elders, sa mga tito, sa mga tita, and sa mga cousins, sa mga millennials, and also do sa mga pamangkin na mas bata na, di ba? I think right now what we need is um, alam mo yung mas malawak na pang-unawa, we have to be more understanding, and we have to be more open-minded that your generation is different from ours. Our priority might also be different from yours. And alam mo yun, so basically what I'm just trying to say is, let's be open-minded. Let's be more mindful of alam mo yun, or let's be mindful of the words na binibitawan natin because what if mahina yung loob ng tao, 'di ba? So
Mm-mm.
person is pursuing a dream and suddenly dahil lang may sinabi ka na negative, it affected that person and suddenly paano na niya ibabangon yung sarili niya from that, 'di ba? Let's be honest ha, meron talagang iba talaga sa atin na medyo mahina yung loob pag may naririnig ng mga
Yeah.
criticism, 'di ba? So I hope we have to be mindful of our choice of words and also yung mga actions natin dapat it should uplift kasi 'di ba yung essence kasi ng family is there should be comfort, 'di ba? They should feel they should feel dapat may sense of belongingness sa isang family, sa isang home. And
Mm-mm.
how are these people how do these people feel that if feeling nila para against ka lagi sa ginagawa niya. 'Di ba? So, as a family member, you have to be there to uplift someone and you have to be there to help that person build his or her dream. Kasi, alam mo, ang pangarap naman, lahat ng pangarap, for me, it's valid. As long as you have the right heart and you have the right goal.
Mm-hmm.
Ako, dun ko sa perspective na yung tinitingnan, na as family members, we have to support one another.
True,
Yeah.
true. Wow, that is, see, ang grabe, very insightful from everyone here in the stream. That is so, so true. Now, you have to really keep an open mind. Well, to just interject something, na-realize ko, kanina ko lang naisip, medyo confrontational pala ako. So, kanina,
Yeah.
how do I handle this? Sabi ko, I
I
type,
am too.
medyo confrontational pala ako when I realize. Like, I have certain, kwento mo yung sa'yo after, but ako, I have certain situations where, for example, though this is what I guess I appreciate about my father and sometimes my family members. Tama yun. I think what the best way you can do is to teach them also to be open-minded. So when I get confrontational sometimes, what I do is I try to like say, well, that's not how it works anymore. And most of the time with my dad, I usually clash with him, especially with gender roles. I remember my dad talking about gender roles and how my sister is so not supposed to do this, how she's just supposed to do house chores and how she's not supposed to help out with other stuff. And I was
Mm.
like, no, wait a minute. No. So you mean that she
Yes.
can't do anything just because she's a girl? Like, I was like, nope, you can't do that anymore. And I tell them, so you educate them. You educate them of what's going on. I guess a lot of the adults, since there's a generational gap, you have to teach them to be open-minded. You have to teach them to educate them that this is what's going on now. And this is, yeah. And it doesn't mean but it doesn't mean that that makes her less of a woman if my sister doesn't know how to cook, or that makes me less of a man if I don't know how to do this. And I mean, it doesn't make anybody less of a person if they can't do that, because a lot of the things that's in our world doesn't even have gender, you know. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Tama,
even
tama.
up until now, my dad still gets mad at me because I scream when I see a lizard. He was like, "Lit-lit lang yan." And I'm like, "I'm scared of a lizard." So there is those kinds of things na mayroong micro things talaga na you have to do is you educate them then. Ayun.
Yeah.
Ikaw, Marty, what are your confrontational
Super agree.
experiences?
I didn't know nga, I wasn't really a confrontational person until a lot of these issues came to light online. Um, we're exposed to so many injustices, especially like because we are active on social media and we see it every day.
Yeah.
Some of the people that we're related to who are older
Yeah.
don't see it or have an algorithm of other content that they choose to see. So a lot of
Yeah.
people also turn a blind eye to the type of content that they look at. Um, so it becomes like this social responsibility to let them know about so many things, not just ano. Now, I mean, gender roles is one big one. Whenever I hear about it, I just get
Yeah.
parang nainis ako, and I tend to answer back.
Same, same.
Yeah, because I kind of reverse it nga na parang pag sinabi na babae dapat magkasal ng maabilidad na lalaki para she can stay at home and be a housewife. And then I would just kind of make a joke na, di na kailangan ganun. Oo nga, gusto ko maging houseband eh. Gusto ko mag-asawa ng maabilidad na babae. Like, and then it kind of puts them in a shock na, yes,
Yeah.
it's true. There, I mean, just looking at the industry today, there's so many women who are so empowered and are so successful. I mean, Ace of Blaga is one of the people that I look up to. She's always such a go-getter,
Yes,
and she's
Mama
such an
is.
inspiration.
Yeah.
And I fight for people. I fight for women like her who are always who is in the front lines of proving men wrong. And another thing I do is,
Definitely.
a big question that a lot of people get is career also, diba? And I've found,
Mm-mm.
although I'm not sure if this is common for other people, but I've found that truly understanding your career path, not just from an ideal manner, but also from a monetary standpoint, is helpful for letting older people understand. Because they criticize people for their careers because they know what it's like to struggle. They know what it's like to um, have a hard time with their jobs, finding the right thing that works for them. And I think they're just seeking comfort that you're doing okay. Um, so
Mm-mm.
ako, personally, I've done the math. It's so hard being a musician and explaining to people how I make money as a musician. So I kind of break it down and tell them bluntly, "Oh, this is how I'm doing in music. It's still growing at this rate, and it's doing this much percentage better than last year. Although I'm not sure if other people do this, but I love numbers and I love telling people exactly what I'm doing so that medyo mapahiya rin sila in a way. Na ano ba yan? Kumikita ka ba ng pera? Blah, 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 blah. Oh yes, here's my financial data.
Here is my analysis
Yeah,
of my last year.
yeah, this
Well,
is my analysis
that's
of
a
my
good
last year. Or these are my goals for the next couple of years. Being more confrontational is letting them know exactly. So one is redirecting, and another one is just really answering them head on, telling them the truth with all of the information that you need to answer the question. And I think with honesty, they won't really know how to respond to that.
Totoo. A lot, I think, honesty also being blunt, being honest, I think really catches a lot of people off guard. Para sabi, ito yung ginagawa ko. Like, it's really true. And pag
Yeah.
pinakita mo naman sa kanila, alam mo yung ginagawa mo, I don't think they'll have other more
Yes.
questions or other reasons to question you. Wow. See, I'm learning a lot. I'm gonna use that too if may
Confidence
magtanong.
yun eh. Confidence game lang yun eh.
Yeah.
Na parang
Like,
if they don't know what you're doing, tell them what you're doing. Like, this is what I'm doing. This is like, kunwari, as an influencer, you just explain the business model to them. Na, okay, so I'm investing in myself. I am the brand. Some people work for other brands, but I am the brand. And I've worked with these brands, and this particular brand was really good to me. Give me this, compensated me for that. And I'm sure na parang mano sila, oh, okay. So this person truly understands what they're doing.
mm.
Hopefully. I mean, if that doesn't work, we gave other, I gave another tactic naman.
Wow, grabe. I love that meron tayong two rules na nalaman today, redirecting and just confrontational, being assertive of what you know, what you do. Ayun. Ikaw, Donjo, got any tips for us then? How do we keep an open mind naman to like these narratives that we have? How do you do it yourself then? How do you keep an open mind when someone tries to criticize you?
Well, ako, personally, based on my experience, parang mas pinrioritize ko yung, as much as we want to maintain a good relationship with our friends, with our relatives, mas pinili ko unahin yung relationship ko with myself, and I want to keep it healthier. Alam mo yun, our relationship with ourselves is also important, and
Oh,
you can have a healthy relationship with other people if deep inside, basag ka, di ba? Just because of this toxicity and alam mo yung iba't ibang factors like toxic environment, toxic people, don't let a toxic mentality consume your inner peace or your peace of mind. Kasi ang dami ng factors, di ba? Nandiyan na, like what I have said, nandiyan na toxic environment, toxic people around you. Pero kung yung mentality mo mismo is toxic, mahihirapan kang makipag-deal dyan sa mga factors na yan. So ako personally yon. So inuna ko yung yung healthy relationship with myself and also sa sanity ko din, 'di ba? And sabi rin, naalala ko rin kasi, and i-relate ko lang sa topic natin tonight since pinag-usapan natin Christmas season, 'di ba? It's the season of
Mm-mm.
gifts, ganyan, and some people are expecting us to share some love or alam mo yon na mag-spread ng kindness. Of course, syempre yun naman talaga yung essence ng Christmas. Pero if nagdalak ka sa sarili mo, if sa sarili mo kulang ka sa love, sa kindness, you cannot pour it out kasi ikaw mismo wala kang maipo-pour, 'di ba? Gets me ba yung medyo magudi yata ng sabi ko. But anyway, naalala ko kasi lagi sinasabi ng mom ko na sabi niya, you cannot give what you don't have. So
yeah.
as much as we want to share love and alam mo yon, spread kindness this Christmas, if na-consume na yung inner peace mo, yung kindness mo sa sarili mo, yung love mo sa sarili mo, because
Mm-mm.
obviously, wala ka na rin maibibigay.
True.
Yeah.
Totoo yun. If you don't love yourself, how in the hell can you love somebody else? Okay, Mama Ru, I'm gonna say Mama Ru, hello. Mama Ace would also agree with that. But yeah, thank you. Those are very, very wonderful insights. And grabe, tonight's topic is very interesting kasi ang dami niyang nahalungkat from our old past selves. I guess may akong nagalungkat ng mga realizations ko. And I hope it all helped you. So before we conclude this whole session, let's see if there are any comments from our BlogaFam and some questions that we could ask from the BlogaFam. Can we flash them on the screen? Ayan, I think Miss Anne also said our family should be uplifting and supporting us. That is true. Miss Anne, next. Ayun, sabi ni Erica, hi Mare, interesting topic daw. Ayan, hello Erica. Shoutout sa
Good
iyo.
luck,
Good luck
Erica.
sa challenge mo, ha. Dadaan ako. Ayun. Okay, so Miss Wilma here said, I don't agree that we parents wanted our children to be the same as their friends in terms of accomplishments. We believe in each person's individuality, even if you graduated from the same university or course. Each one has a unique personality and set of values and preferences. Just be who you are, not a copycat of anybody. Okay, I think it's best that we could react.
Wow.
Oh, you, Donjo? Go react to that. Go for it.
I love that.
Si Tita Wilma, a family friend namin
Hi,
siya, si
Tito.
Tita Wilma. Naalala ko, alam mo, meron akong isang birthday party. Eh, di ba normally pag birthday party, magsasalita yung may mga invited guests. And she was one of them. Tapos naalala ko, sinabi niya na happy siya because as I mentioned kanina before the start of the show, di ba, most of the time I get compared to my papa, to my dad. And sinabi niya sa akin na during that birthday party of mine, sabi niya sa akin, I am happy that I am seeing you stepping out of the shadows of your parents. Kasi parang ever since I have always lived in their shadows, and nagpapasalamat ako kay Tita Wilma kasi she has seen that. So yun. So 'di ba alam mo yun, yung mga simpleng ganung words, it affects people.
Yeah,
So let's spread positivity talaga and
yeah.
positivity. So,
I love that. I love that.
But yeah, grabe. Thank you, Tito Wilma, for that. I would want to thank you. Grabe yun. I felt that from here. Yun, grabe yun.
Yeah.
That is so true.
It
It's
almost makes
it.
me like a bit envious that I don't meet a lot of titos and titas like that, and also very happy for these people. Na eh, w- when you said nga Donjo na you don't hindi naman masyadong prevalent yung toxicity sa family mo, and that's fair. Not everyone naman has a toxic family, eh. And that's I think that's also something na I hope more parents. I hope yung mga friends ni Tita Wilma also kind of follow her train of thought because it does really you can either harm or uplift people, especially your children who are still trying to build themselves up, who are still trying to stand on their own 2 feet, and what they need is somebody kind of holding their hands and lifting them up instead of somebody who pushes them with criticism. So, Tita Wilma, hi.
good.
Oh, yeah, that's
Sana,
so sweet. I know. That's really, really sweet. Totoo yun. I mean, tough love works, but I don't think tough love works on everybody,
yeah, not
especially when
everyone.
they're young. Yeah, kasi tough love talaga. I think it works only if nagigets na nung tao yung what's going on. Pero for
Yeah,
kids growing up, tough love has never been, I don't think as effective as we think it is. Because
yeah,
even you, even if ako honestly, pag ako, I remember getting tough love. I mean, I have attachment issues. Like I probably have attachment issues, commitment issues because of all those and whatever. But it really affects. Hindi naman toxic yung family member ko, but we don't talk about things. So that's one. Our family dynamics are different, eh. And
mhm,
how our family shapes us, it's really important. Sabi nga, I remember seeing Becoming or reading some clips from Becoming by Michelle Obama, and
yeah,
one of her ideas there was the reason why she is who she is today because of all the conversations they had in the dinner table and how her family has told her and empowered her to become who she is today. So,
yeah,
the family is a very strong force, driving force of developing who we are
Mm.
today. If we know anyone naman siguro na doesn't have a Tita Wilma in their life, I think we could all be the Tita Wilma in their life to uplift them in that part. Because
yeah,
let's face it, not
yeah,
everything is.
yeah. That's why there's like different. There are different responses from like from me and from Donjo, because I think we all have to handle things based on what we're going through. Even in going talking about kunwari, songwriting. I was studying a lot of songwriters, how they found their success, and a large number of them are actually whenever they're being interviewed now, how was your family? Did they support you? And a lot of them said, yeah, actually they were very supportive of my art career. They even they drove me to they drove me to certain places just so that I could show up to a certain thing. And I'm just like, wow, a lot of people pala who are successful have very strong support from their parents also. And then there's like the select few songwriters who's also like, oh, it was tough. Nah, it was just tough love all the way. And
Mhm.
they learn to use that as fuel to do better. Like parang ano ba yan? Music ka lang, ganyan, ganyan. But I think that's what happened with me. Like every year, it felt like it felt bad na medyo nakikriticize yung career path with music. And it eventually came to a point na naging mas ini-invite na nila ako so that I can perform at their things. And they're showing this sense of pride. And it's a very common thing for people who reach a sense of success. Na
Mhm.
all of a sudden the people who didn't trust in you are the same people who are saying, "Oh, I knew it. I knew you could do it. I always believed in you. I've always supported you from the start."
Mhm.
Pero sa totoo lang, sila yung one of the people who kind of gave you the drive to keep pushing yourself forward. So that's another way you can react to like negative things. It's like just take it in, use it as fuel, and come back stronger.
Exactly. Wow. Grabe, those are very, very powerful thoughts tonight. I am grateful. Thank you, Donjo, and thank you, Marty, for joining us tonight's session. And we have reached the end of the show. I would like to thank both of you for joining us today. And before we go, I'd like to ask you, ayan, I will ask you guys, tell us the blog of fam where we could follow you, see you, and support you. And let's have Donjo to have our spotlight for the first one. Ayun. Hi, Donjo.
And hi. Okay, to our blog fam, please follow me on Instagram. It's at DonJonuts. And next year, hopefully ma-launch ko siya. Next year, meron akong platform sa YouTube na ilo-launch where I will be producing mga online series and hopefully a movie din. And before ako mag-end, I would like to tell you that God is always there for you, and sa dami ng kinakaharap natin, di ba? Some people will never understand you. Some of them will remain a doubter, but I mean, they will forever doubt you. What I want to tell you is never be one of them. You have to trust yourself and believe that God is always on your side. God bless everyone.
Oh, ayun. Donjo ha, pag BL yan, isama mo ako dyan. Char. Pag mag-release ka ng BL series, pwede ako dyan. Char. Alright. Yun. Thank you, Donjo. Ayan. Let's have Marty man. Marty, where can we follow and support you? Let us know.
You can follow me at Marty Franca, spelled like this, at Marty Franca on Instagram, Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. I have a YouTube channel also. Basically, everywhere you just need to type my name. Also, if you want to listen to my music, there is Spotify, there's SoundCloud, and pretty much anything that you're using, kung YouTube man yan or kung gusto niyo na libre, SoundCloud, yun yung hindi subscription. Basta if you want to look for any of the things that I'm up to right now, it's Marty Franca. The one that I'm super active with is Instagram. I love using Instagram. Yan lang.
Oh, yun. Thank you so much, guys. Ayan. Dahil sinerch ko na siya sa Spotify agad. Finollow na natin si Mr. Marty Franca. Ayun. And Donjo Nuts, we already follow each other, di ba? Alright, so, ayun. Thank you guys so much for joining us, Blogga fam, dito sa ating Another Advice Thursdays. And I can't wait to see you again on our next Advice Thursdays. Ayun. So I hope you guys enjoy your December ngayon. Stay safe and keep your masks on. Masks up, alcohol every time, everywhere. But, don't touch your face if you need to go out. Be very, very and careful of what's going on. Okay, and yeah, before we go, I would love you guys to join us again for another Blog Live tomorrow for Christmas then and now. And this is Adrian Duarte of BlogaFam, Blogapalooza, and this is Marty, and this is Donjo. Thank you guys for joining us, and I'll see you again soon.
Bye!